Here's a look at the latest weather charts heading into the weekend. And for Friday, first of all, we've got an area of low pressure, quite a shallow feature just to the west of Scotland. The remnants of a front producing areas of showers, these with some snow and some hail right down to low levels. Locally frequent in places across the Western Highlands, one or two areas of showers moving much further inland. But the further east you go across Scotland, the drier and brighter you'll be. And essentially a dry, bright day from the southern uplands south into the Pennines, the Lake District, and across the bulk of Wales. Although with a warm front moving up from the south, that things will cloud over and some rain will develop across the Brecon Beacons, maybe into mid-Wales by the end of the afternoon. Winds there will strengthen as southeasterlies later, reaching around 30 miles per hour, but for most places winds will be light, just a bit blustery across Scotland for a time, particularly in the morning. Let's just run the sequence through Friday afternoon onwards, and here's the rain coming northwards into Wales. Initially just snow on the higher tops, but the milder areas getting in fairly quickly, so all turning to rain up to higher levels as the night progresses. That advances northwards into the Peak District, the Pennines, Lake District and the borders, reaching the central belt of Scotland, I suspect, before we get to dawn on Saturday. Some heavy falls of rain then advancing into Saturday morning for many areas. Snow above 300 or 400 metres into the southern half of the Scottish Highlands, and essentially those fronts will just continue to move their way northwards as Saturday goes on. So there's Saturday's chart. There's the warm sector moving up across the country. We've got a cold front following into Wales, producing some bursts of rain, but then a lift of cloud base as that front does move northwards. A murky day then with rain on and off much of the time across the Pennines and the lakes. And as that front is pushing northwards into Scotland, that's where we've got the risk of snow extensively across the Highlands. The southern half of the Highlands is the main focus for that. The further north you go, you may well get away dry all day across the far north of the Cairngorms and particularly towards the northern side of the Northwest Highlands. But across Loch Lomond National Park, areas closest to the central belt, essentially, you'll be into snow and low cloud and murk much of the day. Winds ahead of that front will be strong, easterlies up to gale force, running ahead of the frontal zone. Now, by the time we get through into Sunday, everything has become very slack. There's another area of low pressure centred away to the southwest. That may just throw a few showers towards mid and south Wales, but on the whole, it looks a decent day for Sunday. Temperatures left relatively mild compared to recently, probably just above freezing point, even up to quite high levels on the Scottish mountains, and around 4 or 5 degrees on many of the higher tops, England and Wales. A bright picture with a good amount of sunshine around, just some local banks of low cloud and mist in the morning, but that should break and many summits should be in the clear and not much wind around at all across most areas. It becomes a little bit messy again into the start of next week. Low pressure, the one that was to the southwest, just swings further across central southern Britain, a wraparound of a front with areas of showers, maybe some more organised rain, snow confined to the higher tops. Temperatures may just be a degree or so lower, so on the Scottish mountains you're at or just below freezing point on the Munros, typically around 3 or 4 degrees on the higher tops of the lakes and Snowdonia. Watch for locally gusty winds nearer to the centre of the low, just wrapped around where the isobars are close together, but Scotland looks as though winds are generally lighter. And for Tuesday, it stays fairly chilly across Scotland. We've got fronts trying to come back in from the southwest, which may bring some further rain to Wales. But for many areas, it may well get away with a decent day with fairly light winds for most, but just watch your details at this distance. Stay right up to date with your local details in all our written files on the website, and on Friday we'll have the latest Planning Outlook video looking further into mid-March and beyond.